Manchester United have received a major boost in their quest to qualify for next season's Champions League. The Red Devils last featured in the Champions League in the 2023-24 season, when they failed to progress to the knockout stages after finishing at the bottom of Group A. The English Giants finished 8th in the Premier League table that season and subsequently missed out on the Champions League. However, United's FA Cup triumph in the 2023-24 campaign helped them qualify for the Europa League last season. Unfortunately, the campaign was a disaster, as the Red Devils finished 15th in the league table under former head coach Ruben Amorim. They did reach the Europa League final, generating hope that a return to the Champions League could still be secured. Unfortunately, they ended up losing the final 1-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. Having been knocked out of the EFL Cup and the FA Cup in the early stages, United are set to play just 40 games this season for the first time since the 1914-15 campaign. However, INEOS decision to part ways with Amorim in January and appoint Michael Carrick as the caretaker manager has turned out to be a masterstroke and could even redeem their season. When United appointed Carrick to a temporary role, they were in danger of missing out on a top 4 place and, subsequently, a place in next season's Champions League. However, the Englishman has transformed the team, who are now firing on all cylinders. The Red Devils have won 7 of their 10 games under Carrick, losing just 1, and are now 3rd in the Premier League table after 31 games. United are a point ahead of 4th-placed Aston Villa and 6 points clear of 5th-placed Liverpool, generating hope that a top 4 finish could be within reach. Carrick's men next face Leeds United at Old Trafford on Monday, the 13th of April, before a crucial trip to Stamford Bridge to face Chelsea. The Blues are 6th in the league table, a point adrift of Liverpool, and cannot be ruled out from the top 4 race either. Traditionally, the top 4 teams in the Premier League qualify for the Champions League, but a previous report relayed by the People's Person suggested that England could have a 5th team in the tournament next season. An update on the situation has now emerged. The Premier League will have at least 5 teams in next season's Champions League following Arsenal's win over Sporting, the BBC reports. The report states, the Premier League will have at least 5 teams in the Champions League next season after securing a European performance spot for the 2nd straight year. The extra place was confirmed on Tuesday as Arsenal beat Sporting 1-0 in the first leg of their Champions League quarter-final tie. The report adds that English teams' good performances in this season's Champions League have confirmed England's position at the top of the UEFA coefficient table. The top 2 teams in the table are awarded an extra berth in the tournament, so the team finishing 5th in the Premier League will feature in the Champions League next season. England, though, could even have a 6th team in the tournament next season if one of Liverpool or Aston Villa finish 5th, but win the Europa League or the Champions League. The BBC adds, if either win a European trophy and finish 5th, then 6 would qualify for the Champions League via the EPS place. If both win European trophies and finish 5th and 6th, that would put 7th into the Champions League. United are also scheduled to face Liverpool at the beginning of May in the league, so they cannot let their guard down at the moment. With Champions League qualification, ready to secure a minimum £70 million windfall, Carrick's team should aim to finish as high as possible in the table this season. Manchester United assistant manager Steve Holland has insisted the club have their eyes on more than just Champions League qualification as to the final few weeks of the season. United have climbed up to 3rd place since Michael Carrick took charge in mid-January, and with 7 matches left, they are on course for a return to the continent's top club competition after a year out of Europe. I think the language we should be using is this club is to finish as close as we possibly can to the top, Holland said on the club's website. I don't know how possible that is, But that has to be the challenge always, to get as close as we possibly can to the top. We've been speaking more to the players, really about winning our matches, rather than thinking too much about what's happening below. But clearly, given the context, to finish in the Champions League places would be a good situation for us, but I think always we should be looking for more than that. United's Champions League ambitions have been boosted by Arsenal's 1-0 win over Sporting in their quarter-final first leg on Tuesday night, which means the Premier League is assured of at least 5 clubs in the Champions League next season, having secured UEFA's European performance spot. Going into the weekend, United are 7 points clear of 6th place Chelsea. United have spent this week on a training camp outside Dublin, taking advantage of a 24-day break between their 2-2 to draw at Bournemouth on March 20th and Monday night's match against Leeds at Old Trafford. The long wait between games is a result both of the international window and United's early exit from the cup competitions. Our last game, Bournemouth 2 Leeds, is a Premier League record, I think, in terms of time between games, Holland added. So the gap has been as big as you can have, really. I think we felt it was important to get the whole group together again and really focus on finishing the season well. I think this was the perfect venue for that, really.